Dear viewers, now I'll be focusing on the PMP examination preparation, lesson 4. Today's focus is on empower the team. So the chapter is lesson 4, lead the team. On this, we are discussing now empower the team. So to empower the team, we have to use the motivational theories. So there are 4 theories on motivation. One is Maclelland's achievement motivation theory. According to this theory, an individual's needs are shaped by the life experiences in 3 areas. One is achievement, 2 is affiliation, and the power. So we have to use kind of achievement of the team members, affiliation of the team member works, and power of the team members. So if we can use these 3, actually we can attract, motivate the team members. And we have second theory, that is McGregor's theory XYZ. So actually theory X meaning is kind of authoritarian. Workers dislike and avoid actual work. They try to avoid increased responsibility. So people need to be directed. So here authoritarian rule is better. So leaders should use this kind of theory X style. And theory Y is for participatory style. In this case, people want to be active. Workers seek job satisfaction. They do not require direction. So here participatory style works better. This is called theory Y. But if we combine this X and Y, we call it expectance theory. That means using both X and Y style based on the feature or characteristics of the team member. So if the team member is kind of avoiding tendency of the work, then you should use the authoritarian rule. If the team member is always active and try to do his work best, in that case you should use the participatory mode, theory Y. And another one is very important and renowned one, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Actually, human beings first want the physiological need. He wants to focus on 5 basic needs. Then people want the safety. Then people want belongingness, ownership. And then people actually focus on esteem, self-respect. And finally, self-actualization. It's beyond the normal personality. So actually, as a leader should focus on the need and requirements of each members by which he can attract the team members. And then Hertzberg's motivation hygiene theory. So you can use hygiene factors like salary or working environment, or you can use motivators like advancement, recognition, or engagement. So either hygiene factors or motivators you can use to motivate the team members. To uphold the team charter, we can make a list of ground rules so that team members follow it. So number 1 is, are the rules visible so everyone can see it? Do any rules need updating because of changing circumstances? Or are new team members introduced properly? So this kind of checklist. Or has a ground rule been violated or broken? What should you do now? Ensure the appropriate responses to the team members. Remind about the mutual agreement, or coach the team members. Use servant leadership and save harsh disciplinary action for severe violations. So we can make some guidelines, rules, so every team members will follow it. And also we can use the rewards that can be tangible reward or consumable items, or we can use rewards for a specific outcome or achievement, or we can give reward to motivate toward a specific outcome, or we can never reward without recognition. And there are some recognitions too. Recognition can be intangible or experiential event, and it can be it means the acknowledging person's behavior rather than an outcome. And we can use recognition to increase the recipient's feelings of appreciation and can be given without a reward. So this is not tangible but kind of intangible. So when we make decisions, we should empower the team member. So we should support them to act actively. So team charter identifies decision-making and conflict resolution criteria, and team establish their own norms or ways of working for making decisions and conflict resolutions. And teams always try to achieve consensus. What is consensus? Consensus is group discussion technique in which the group agrees to support an outcome even if the individuals do not agree with the decision. So when we all discuss together, in some points may not be accepted from my side, but as a whole, to achieve the project value, we can reach to the consensus. So in decision making, actually, we should empower the team. In the activities, we can clarify and prioritize the requirements or user stories, and we can split the requirements into tasks. We can estimate the efforts, and we can classify the risk. We can take the responses. We can take action to the risk. These are the power to the team. So empowering team can help in reducing risk, in achieving the values. So to reach to the consensus, we can use different methods, like we can use voting, consensus driven or based on data, or we can make collective decision making assessment. We can determine several alternatives with future actions as the expected outcome, or we can use to generate a classify and prioritize product requirements, or we can use multi-criteria decision analysis. So we can see the economic aspect, political aspect, social aspect. So we can use multi-criteria about cost-benefit analysis, about the value and branding. So from different perspective, we can evaluate it. So we can use a systematic analytical approach and evaluate and rank many ideas to make the team members participatory and to use their views. So automatic decision making, leadership driven based on data should be emphasized here. So for decision making, actually we can use voting, and voting can be anonymous, it can be majority based, it can be plurality based. Plurality means decision reached with largest block in a group deciding even if majority is not achieved. That's called plurality. So voting methods to reach consensus: feast 5, like these three: feast 5, planning poker, dot voting, Roman voting, polling. So many kinds of ways we can actually go reach to the consensus. So to empower the team, actually we can keep work in progress visible, demonstrate transparency of work completed. We can make visible work breakdown structures, dictionaries, and work package descriptions, document tasks, the assignees. We can use RASI model: responsible, accountable, informed, and satisfied. We can use this kind of RASI model. To empower the team, actually we can use the Kanban board. We can divide the board. This is to do or doing, buffer, working, done, review, done. So in this way we can categorize our work. For example, in to-do list we have invite people to Kanban board. We can have make a real Kanban board, put new items on the Kanban board, or In the doing, we can have change user settings or web page needs updating. So what are the tasks already remaining, what we have done, what we are doing, we can put them in the Kanban board so everyone can see it. So it is involving everyone. So everything is transparent. And now, what is management and leading? So management can be done by objectives. So uses a clear objectives to guide productivity and encourage aspirations. We can set objectives collaboratively with team members, and we can create challenging yet attainable objectives at the start of a project or in the phase. We can do it throughout the project life cycle as it an iteration planning session. For the leadership, actually we have three steps. One is defining the vision, and then align the people to that vision, and then motivate people to pursue the vision. So mainly the focus on vision and value. To assess the team member performance, we can identify the strengths and weaknesses, aspiration and preferences of the team members, and then we can discover opportunities for improvement. In the predictive style, we can use formal or informal assessment method. We can conduct assessments when team members can join and then monitor progress. On the other hand, in adaptive approach, we can self-organized agile teams in psychologically safe environments assess and regulate their own performance. For each team, in each iteration, they can have meetings and they can self-organize. The focus is on the team rather than individual. That's the focus, teamwork, team spirit. So decision making support the team to act. So we have to connect the team members in decision making, and we have to give support them to act. So team charter identifies decision making and conflict resolution criteria, and team actually establish their own norms or ways of working, WOW, ways of working for making decision and to conflict resolution. And team always try to achieve consensus, and we have discussed what is consensus is. So in the predictive manner, we can compare performance to goals. We can compare the present performance to the goal. And then we can reclarify roles and responsibilities between the team, among the team members. Deliver positive as well as negative feedback, what is happening now. And discover unknown and unresolved issues. We can create and monitor individual training plans. And we can establish future goals. So we have to actually evaluate the personality of each team member. So how to measure the personality? We have one big 5 personality model, what we call OCEAN, OCEAN, OCEAN. O means openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. These 5 together makes a personality of a person or a team. So we can use this ocean model to actually understand the personality of a team member or the team. Or we can use Meyer-Big type indicators. It means a personality as framework that explains how people get energy, process information, and make decisions and organize their lives. There are 4 tasks: how people get energy, then how they process the information, and how they can make the decision, and finally how they organize their lives. So by this one, actually we can evaluate the personality. Or we can use a DISC method. DISC is a behavioral model focusing on how people act. There are 4 words: DISC: dominance, influence, steadiness, and consciousness. So a team member who has the dominance, or some of them has influences, or some people have steadiness, and some people have consciousness. So who has everything, that's better. So by this kind of framework, we actually can evaluate, identify the personality of a team member, and then we can we can actually uh, delegate works to the people, to the team member, based on their personality or capacity. So what we should do, we can use the exercise as an icebreaker or team building capacity, or we can use result as predictors, not absolutes. Always seek permission and explain the use. So by the icebreaker breaking activity, we can understand their personality. What we should not do is we should not make fixed assumptions or judgment based results. We cannot use our judgment biasly. We should not share anyone's personal information to other people. We should be neutral, transparent, accountable, and very generous in terms of identifying the personality of a team member. So we should use personality research to coach team. Personality can affect in many ways. We should see that what role you have to team. We should see how you interact, and we should see how whether your values with the team. So when we actually try to understand the team members, we actually try to see his role, or how he interacts, or how he gives value to a specific issue. So psychological team rules important. It can be result oriented, it can be relationship oriented, it can be innovative or disruptive thinkers, or process making, or rule followers, or it can be pragmatic. Person to person it varies. Team members to team member it varies. So we should use emotional intelligences. And emotional intelligence has 5 components. One is self-awareness, number 2 is self-regulation, number 3 is motivation, number 4 is empathy, and number 5 is social skill. So we can use these 5 components. So you can see the slide here. We have 4 parts: self, and this is social, and this in the left side you see recognition and the regulation. So first focus on self. For self-recognition, we can make self-awareness, emotional self-awareness, accurate self-assessment, self-confidence. But for self-regulation, we can do the self-management, self-control, self-transparency, self-adaptability, self-drive to achieve initiative. But when we focus on social issue, so social recognition means social awareness, social empathy, social organizational awareness, social service orientation. When we focus on social regulation, that means social relationship management, social inspirational leadership, social developing others, influence, change catalyst, conflict management, building bonds, and teamwork collaboration. And by this way, actually, we can use our emotional intelligence for team member performance increasing. And also for team member performance increasing, we should use the empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is a part of emotional intelligence, the ability to understand others' viewpoint. We should listen to others. We should observe others, what they need. So we should understand the others' viewpoints and be a team player. It enables us to connect with others and understand what moves them, future goals. So to understand others' view, others' problem is the kind of empathy. So it provides a foundation for understanding the motivations of other people. So empathetic traits that make individuals more able to contribute to collaborative, high-performing teams can be established. So there are 2 parts. One is inward, help individuals. So understanding of others, service orientation. Another is outward, help teams, helping others. So develop others, leverage diversity, have political awareness. So both inward system and outward system we should use. And also we should focus on social skill for increasing the team member performance. Social skills are communicating, building bonds, collaboration and cooperation, managing conflicts, influencing, and leadership quality. And we should use the motivation elements, achievement or driver, commitment, initiative, and optimism. So we should also monitor stakeholders and engage them, collaborate them. So should appreciate the collaboration. For that, we should monitor the stakeholders and engage them in the work, in the team work. So use power interest grid. Who is powerful, who is less powerful, who is informed, and who has more role, who is accountable, who is responsible. By this way, use analysis and expert judgment, and keep a record of the reasons for placement to enable needed change or improvement. And also, we should tailor management strategies and actions to individuals in addition to their place in the grid. So we should make a communication management plan. Communication management plan actually identifies team members and stakeholders as senders and receivers, authorizing persons. So in a communication, there are two parts. One is sender and the receiver. So sender is send, receiver is receive. Sender, receiver. So authorizing persons, confidential information. So we should list the stakeholders, and then communication requirements we should list too. So in the communication requirement, we should have the types of information, reason for communication, what language we will use, what format, what will be the content, and what will be the time frame, and how will be the frequency, and whether the receipt and acknowledgement or response is required or not. So we should see the communication requirements. And then we should fix the processes, guidance, and templates for communication. If it is difficult, we should escalate it to the higher authority. We should update and refine the plan. And running project status meetings can be occurred. And project team meetings, sending emails, using a website, and PMIs can help. And management information system, personal management information system, PMIS, project information, communication method, and technology should be fixed based on the necessity. So to manage the project communication, we can use the metrics. So identify team members and stakeholders, and see who will be the sender and who will be the receiver, and who will be the authorizing person. And then make the fix the information you want to share, and then communicate, and why you need the communication. Also see the language, format, content, and level of detail, time frame and frequency, whether you received and knowledge you need. So you should decide based on your situation, time, place, manner, communication channel, method, device is different. So we should also have a report and formal communication style. So formal reporting at appropriate milestone is a proven way of maintaining continuous communication with the stakeholders. And it also needed to obtain a sign off or approval on work. So recipients of reports and the desired frequency are noted on the stakeholder engagement plan and the communication management plan. So now question is how to collaborate. So we should optimize understanding of aims and expectation through open dialogue and meaningful communication. We can engage the stakeholders continuously. We can accept that engagement levels may fluctuate, but keep discussions transparent and ensure stakeholders are knowledgeable and expectations are set. We should leverage communication and interpersonal skills, feedback, and meeting management. We should maximize the feedback loop and gain meaningful insights. We should use effective tools, and that is shared whiteboard or Kanban board. We can use information radiator, the generic term for visual displays placed in a visible location, in the office, in a common room or meeting room where everyone comes in the dining. We can use this sort of whiteboard where everyone sees the update of the project, what is happening, what stories are coming, and so on. So for example, Kanban board, whiteboard, wikis flash, fishbowl, windows, that helps actually. So we should collaborate the activities too. For example, we can establish daily stand-up meetings. We can co-locate or face-to-face working. We can ensure the scheduled sessions, that is milestone reviews, backlogs, refinement session, project update meetings. We can make pairing or coaching system as in knowledge transfer. We can do the negotiation between the team members. Also, we can use the CM, stakeholder engagement assessment metrics. So we should use expert judgment, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills to assess stakeholders. And we should update the science CM regularly and to engage stakeholders by category. So for collaboration, we can communicate and collaborate to negotiate. We should think of negotiations as a conversations with internal and external parties toward reaching agreements to reduce the conflict. We use effective communication methods to ensure collaboration with other party is aimed at reaching consensus. We might have some kind of different opinions, but we should reach to the consensus and we should keep negotiation positive to increase the likelihood of success. And we can conduct the meetings. Everyone's time is valuable, so run and participate in meetings efficiently with short possible time. Make appropriate decision. Be organized in meeting. Provide a clear agenda with purpose and desired outcomes. We should make time box discussion, and we should practice active listening and giving feedback in the meeting, and we should facilitate collaboration while we decide anything. So, and then for collaboration, we have discussed now, but we should also give the training, coaching, and mentoring to the team members. So, foster a knowledge sharing culture. So, an agile coach means a process role on a project team that helps organizations achieve true agility by coaching team across the enterprise on how to apply agile practices and choose their best way of working. So Scrum Master or Agile coach actually regularly coach, mentor the team members in every iteration, in every sprint. So we should give training, we should do the coaching and mentoring. So team member can learn from each other, teach each other. It's for everyone, including stakeholders, team members, and customer, and continuous improvement efforts. So we should use some rules. We should fix some rules, and some project rules are dedicated to knowledge sharing. That is agile coach or scrum masters. Their rule is actually knowledge sharing, guiding others, mentoring others. So it's essential in product delivery, in planning. So how to acquire competencies? Discover current skill competencies, identify what's desired, and take action. Meet unique needs. There's topics, depth, schedule, format, and coach on the customer's business, culture, desired outcome, and encourage mentorship. So how to acquire competencies? Discover current skill competencies, identify what's desired, and take action, and meet unique needs, topics, depth, schedule, format, and coach on the customer's business and culture, desired outcomes, and encourage mentorship. And then we should plan for coaching and mentoring. Find the gap and then analyze it, which we call gap analysis. Then diversify of training and coaching offerings, soft skill, technical skills, part of team, building of fun, informal activity, and then we should schedule training and upskilling or certification, encourage valued stakeholders. Before that, we should know the value of training. So treat knowledge as an asset and conduct a cost-benefit analysis to determine the potential value in cost saving. That is replacing outsourced labor, and help others to yourself to improve skills and knowledge. Increase the team's ability to increase quality, output, and value. So if you give training, if you give coaching, so team members will be more skillful, capable to perform their work, to achieve the goal, to reach to the value, build relationship and trust with stakeholders and team members. And we should know the elements of training. Elements of training are provided to the teams, small groups, and individuals, covers management, technical and administrative topics, delivery model should be there, instructor-led classroom should be there, virtual classroom also can be established, self-paced learning. So you should put all the details in the website or in the database. The team member can learn itself with a self space, document reviews, interactive simulations, on the job training, and these are the ways you should keep ready every aspect, every style, so that from this element of learning, element of training, the team members can learn. So there are three words: teaching, training, coaching, and mentoring. You see in the slide, training means learn skills for use in the present. So team here learn skills for use in the present. So individually or as a group or upskilling or on the topic. Then what is coaching? Coaching is learn how to apply new skills or improve existing ones. So from training you actually learning new skills, but in the coaching you learn how to use the new skills, how to improve your existing skills. So it can be individual or group. So plus puts learning into practice. Actually coaching means learning into practice. And what is mentoring? Mentoring is development of personal and professional growth through long-term professional relationship. So you will be working in a team. So within a group you are working, actually day by day you will be developed. So there will be a growth, and that's what we call mentoring. So you'll be following someone who is better than you. You should have some benchmarks. So from the mentor you will be learning. So training, coaching, and mentoring is three different aspects. This has three different kind of purpose. So we should see this slide, actually coach group and individuals. At the beginning, actually whole team coaching during iteration planning happens. In this time, individual coaching pauses, stopped. At the middle of the work, coaching helps individual develop agile and problem solving skills. In this place, whole team coaching pauses. Here, individual actually develop agile and problem solving skills. At the end, you see whole team coaching during the retrospective again. Here, individual coaching slows. So there are three phases: at the beginning, at the midpoint, and the end. At the beginning and end, actually the whole team coaching during iteration planning. At the middle, actually coaching helps individual develop agile and problem. So we should coach teams and individuals. We should acknowledge informal opportunities that may already be happening. We should delegate tasks, observe, and provide feedback. We can encourage others to take the lead on activities. We should collaborate on a project management task. We should also introduce formal opportunities. We should facilitate meetings and sessions and transfer skills by pairing individuals, and we should model behaviors. So team actually collaborate and learn from encouraging self-organization and initiative in daily work life. And we should use coach individuals on how to contribute to other project roles, and coach an individual with tacit knowledge. So in the coaching and mentoring, actually we can use servant leadership. We can use job shadowing, coaching or mentoring during transition or transfer knowledge and skills from project team to organizations. And tacit knowledge is personal knowledge that can be difficult to articulate and share, such as belief and experience insight. These are tacit knowledge. It is kind of belief, experiences, and insights that can be shared by doing. So we should measure the training outcomes. What are the outcomes from the training? So measurement of training includes noting improvement with post-training performance assessment we can do, observation of knowledge or skill improvement, certification basis letter from awarding body, discuss and share training outcomes in team retrospective. By this way, actually, we can measure training. And also we can augment training through coaching to convert learning into active use of knowledge. Try pairing team members in knowledge sharing relationship. So maintain the mentorship. To maintain the mentorship, We should long-term partnership that enable professional growth. We should job shadowing engagement enable transfer of explicit and tacit knowledge. And also we should tailor a context and desired engagement. That is, some organizations use mentorship to train project managers and may use reporting to guide development, while others use informal approach. So why now the focus is on managing conflict? In every project there should have some kind of conflict. So we should do the conflict resolution. Why managing conflict matters? Because if you can't, it will be ineffective. And ineffective conflict management will lead to the destructive behavior, anonymity, poor performance, and reduced productivity. So we should be effective in conflict management, and that will help to lead to the improved understanding, better performance, and higher productivity. So conflict management rules are all team members and stakeholders are responsible for managing conflict. Every team members. Project managers influence the direction and handling of conflict through interpersonal skills and servant leadership. So each team members are responsible for reducing conflict. So the team is empowered to resolve conflicts. So at the first, the team itself will work for reducing the conflict, and the team lead to can facilitate resolution. So team lead, scrum master, or agile coach will facilitate, or project manager will facilitate to reduce the conflict. So why actually conflict happens? Causes of conflict: for the competition, differences of objective, different values, different aspirations and perceptions. That can be ideological, political, social, religious, and disagreement about role requirement, work activities, individual approaches, and communication breakdown also problem. And projects are unique and team members not worked together before. So that's why actually conflict occurs. So conflict is as a part of team culture. So in psychologically safe work environment, we should establish, view disruption and innovation as a connected, encourage and exchange and disagreement. We should embrace the disagreement, prevent escalation to conflict. So how to handle conflict? First, use preferred ways of managing conflict from the team charter and ground rules. So first, fix the ground rules. So if you follow the ground rules, there will not be conflict. Provide guidance and resources to help the team. And agile teams include conflict management strategies in their way of working and are supported by culture of trust, wow culture, ways of working. Focus on the issues and not on individuals. So try to focus on issue to solve it, not the individual. So this is a model of conflict resolution. Use least levels of conflict, 5 levels. At the beginning, a problem solved. So there are problem and they are discussing, the team members are discussing. So after this discussion, it will be solved. This is a simple a problem to solve. Disagreement. Problem is there, conflict is there. They have the disagreement, but they are putting their opinions, sharing their opinions, discussions. Then it is solved, disagreement. And then the contest, a big fight among them, a kind of chaos, conflict are there, disagreements are there. So with debate and disagreements, they actually try to understand the other's view and it's solved. And fight and flight, it's a more difficult situation where it is not possible to solve. In that case, actually, they have to take it to the higher authority, so escalate it. Or intractable on situation. In this case, actually, it's out of control. Both party wants his desire to implement. So in this case, actually, it is very difficult to resolution of conflict. In this case, conflict resolution is very difficult. Another way of conflict resolution is interpersonal skill to manage conflict. So start from the bottom line, active listening. If you listen actively, the problem solved in most cases. And then decision making. That means offer a solution to move the situation onward. Leadership, steer others in more positive direction. Leadership can help influencing, persuade parties to reconsider or change, give them some new approach, new mindset. And emotional intelligence, use empathy to understand and diffuse situation. So these are the five style how you can actually manage conflict. So there are more conflict management approaches. These are the all. So first, you should collaborate or problem solve. We should begin at the from the top, smooth and accommodate. So emphasize areas of agreement and concede position to maintain harmonious relationship. So it is small conflict, so you can do it by smoothing and accommodating. And there is withdrawal or avoid. In this case, retreat from the situation, postpone the issue. It's very hard to manage the conflict, so retreat from the situation or postpone it. Another is compromise or reconcile. In this case, actually incorporate multiple viewpoints. Take both viewpoints, try to make happy everyone, enable cooperative attitude or open dialogue to reach consensus and commitment. And then force or direct. In this case, actually you pursue viewpoint at the expense of others. Offer only win or lose situation solution. In this case, one will be winner, another will be loser. And last one is collaborative or problem solve. In this case, listen to everyone and try to collaborate, sharing views. So insight from varying perspective require cooperative attitude and open dialogue. So search of solution that typically lead to consensus, commitment. So both parties happy. So win-win or loss-loss. This is the case. So these are the five approaches of conflict management: smooth, accommodate, withdraw, avoid, compromise or reconcile, force or direct, and collaborate or problem solve. Now you can solve this exercise by yourself. Read this description and put here this one. You can use this slide for solution of this slide. Thank you so much.